What's going on? Let's see. All right, testing this out to see what's up. Test, test. All right, everything sounds good. I'm just going to share screen right quick. Oh, whoops, that didn't work. All right, now I gotta figure out what the fuck I'm doing. Let's see. Okay, that's that number. Thought this was fucking odd, right? Let's see. And I got some questions, I guess.
I did support Rachel, and I have fucking taken up for her everywhere. They don't understand how crazy this motherfucker is, okay? He's crazy.
I didn't come
Now I get to sit here and worry that he's gonna fucking come and burn my house down or fucking kill me and my.
out. Okay, so you get the general idea. Which, hey, what's up? Which I saw on somebody's. I saw this on, and so apparently Tiff is contacting her current dude or something, and so right, so they like shit that Scotty has said in the past is currently live, saying the shit in present. So how did I figure it out? Because it all wrote to be a little odd, like shit repeatedly. Oh shit! Well, what the hell? Anyways, let me see if I can get this to work right. God damn it. Let's see. So am I still roboting? Let's see what's going on. What it sounds like. Oh fuck. So how much did you catch? All right, hold on. It might be running out of well, it might be running out of battery. I guess I'm about it. I don't know. Let me see if this thing's even still sounding like shit. Hey, what's up, woman? Let's see. What's up, Tammy? Damn. Yeah. Anyway, so Scotty is crying on that little video, right? So she made this 30-minute video of her crying, and which doesn't make sense to me, and I'll tell you why. What doesn't make sense about it? Because Jimmy said, he beats my ass to people, right? So man, call the law, and they think they got to jail. I mean, I'm just telling you. Oh, is it still cutting out constantly? Because sometimes I'm not talking because I'm like looking at what you're saying. Hello. Oh, my battery's low. Yeah, it just sounds like shit because my battery's low. I gotta charge it. I haven't fucking used this thing in like forever, so. But anyway, so I'm just gonna say it the best way I can, and the mic might be shitty. Sorry about that. Yeah, oh, I get it. It's obvious. Yeah, yeah, it sucks. I mean, um, anyways, uh, hold on. That's me pausing. It might be. I don't know what it is. I think it's the fact that my battery sucks, and I don't have much battery, and I need to charge my shit. But other than that, I'll try to get out whatever I'm saying. I'm like, so I'm kind of shocked at this point. Whenever you said it multiple times publicly, at that point, the guy really kind of deserves to know, because all you got to do is like anybody at this point could turn that into the police. These statements that you're saying, or that 30-minute video of you talking about he's beating your ass, or he's gonna beat your ass, or this guy beats your ass. They're gonna come by and they're gonna lock him up right away. So I mean, he has every right to know that that's a real possibility, and he should fucking know that you're saying this publicly. And if he has any common sense at all, what it'll do is he'll leave. Otherwise, they'll give him, quite a bit of time. I mean, just for the mere mention of it, you know, is enough. And I'm just saying, and that's speaking from experience, because I've had a woman lie about me. She didn't have a mark on her. That kind of shit really happens. So the idea that, oh, well, don't say nothing, otherwise he's going to beat my ass. Well, why don't you call the law and tell them that and see what happens? See, they'll lock him up so fast his head will be spinning. That hey, this person touched me, or beat my ass or hit me or whatever, and they don't have to see any marks on you. They're just going to lock him up. You know, and I'm just saying, and the idea that this guy doesn't have a right to know that you're saying this stuff. Well, they're going to lock him right back up for it again. I mean, then he should know how the game is played, right? I mean, if he's been locked up for it before, then he ought to know exactly how that works, right? I mean, so he has every right to have the opportunity. Hey, can I leave? Before he gets locked up, right? I mean, and not to mention, I mean, we're not even mentioning the part that you're saying this out in public, and maybe you don't have anybody that likes you. I don't know. I mean, enough that they would come by and beat his ass or do whatever, but you still put that on the table, and that's a risk that you're taking. You know what I'm saying? So, if it ain't true, it's a terrible thing that is happening there. And if it is true, it's still a terrible thing that is happening there. So, and I'm sorry, but it doesn't make any sense to me. I just can't. I can't follow what you're saying with that situation. You shouldn't say these things out in public if you don't want that person to end up finding out. I think that I wouldn't do it. Yeah, it's bad all the way around, no matter which way you go. But if it was me, or my situation or something like that, or whatever, and I'm the dude and she's saying this stuff, and it's not true, I would personally want an opportunity to fucking leave. And if it is true, same thing. I would like the opportunity to fucking leave. You know, instead of going any further with anything else, because then no matter what, true or false, it's time for me to move on. and that's just, you know, the way it is. And I don't really understand the logic in not, you know, not telling the guy. Yeah, absolutely. Um, you know, there's no point if he can get away and then stay away from you and leave you alone, and you can leave him alone. He can avoid jail time, right? And there's no point in locking him up. But if he can, okay, well, you got to lock his ass up. It is what it is. I mean, it depends on what's going on with the situation. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know, and if you're real fear or somebody is actually, you know, some whether it's a dude getting beat on or or a woman getting beat on in whatever relationship, maybe it's two dudes, maybe it's two women, maybe it's a man and a dude, whatever the fuck's going on. If somebody's putting their hands on you, the first thing you should do is give that person an opportunity to leave. Look, you know, I'm about to call these people, and that should be enough. I'm about to call these people on your ass, and this is what I want to tell them or whatever. But you know, there are situations where you can't say something, and that would be if you were afraid that they were going to call on you, and there's no marks on you and no marks on them. Then y'all can sit there and accuse each other, and they're probably going to lock both of you up. You know, you know what I'm saying? But if you got some marks on you, or you've been hit or something, or whatever the case would be, and the other person doesn't, and then you call them, they're probably going to lock up the person with the least marks on them, the one that's least fucked up. I mean, you can kind of see it and watch it and say, you know, even on cops back in the day, or some of these other, you know, true life, true crime programs and shit. You know, you see these kind of things, and you can look it up for yourself. And you know, they got lawyers, you know, and everything else out there. You can just look up and say, you know, what happens if this, what happens to that. But anytime that any relationship becomes a physical thing, you know, one way or another, whether you are the one getting beat on or you're the one that's doing the beating, I think you got to put some hands on somebody. You need to get out of that relationship before it even gets anywhere close to that. You know, and that's all I'm saying. You know, and if it's gotten to where somebody's putting hands on somebody, that relationship's gone too far, way too far. It should have never got to that point. You know, the frustration with somebody where you feel like you need to put some hands on them, or they feel like they get frustrated with your ass. Because I will piss. You know, I got a gift. I could really piss motherfucking bitches off. In case you were wondering, you know, it's a gift of mine. It's something I can do. I don't know. I don't have to do much, and I can just piss these fucking women off with no problem, easily. You know, real easily. You know, so yeah, he's probably curious as to what's being said because there are crazy women out there, and there's women that have mental issues just like there's men that have mental issues. And let me tell you something: if you run across a woman and you're in a relationship with that woman, and she makes up stories about you like that, you know, if you've ever had that situation happen to you, and I've had that situation where I had absolutely no idea because nothing what she's saying has gone on in our relationship whatsoever, right? Whether it's she says oh you know, whatever she came up with the like nothing she's saying. I think she's doing very well. From I hope she has issues here and there, but other than that, you know, I think she's all right. Uh, But if you have a woman that lie about you or something like that, I mean, that's a horrible thing. And then you don't even know she's telling that story, right? You're completely unaware, you know, and that's something that is a fear of mine. That you know, if anybody's not that bad of a person that would do something like that, you know, that would say a story about a dude that didn't happen, you know. But you know, there's times where Scotty's version of events is a little bit different than some other people's. So it's possible, and it's not even, you know, I don't know. I hope she wouldn't do that, but you know, I don't know that she's not doing that. right? So, you know, I think that the dude, either way, has a right to know if you're making these statements out in public. He has a right to, hear that he's being accused of this. You know, I don't know. At some point, he has to know that this is what you're telling people. Well, guilty or innocent, why are you going to say it? Unless you want somebody to do something about it. Yeah, I mean, he absolutely has a right to be heard about. I mean, this person is saying you're doing this out in public, other people. You know, you want to know the first thing I'm going to do, if whether it's true or not true. If the woman is saying that about me, thing I'm going to do is hit the door. I'm heading out. I'm not going to pass go. I'm not going to collect $200. Nothing can transpire between us whatsoever. Nothing physical whatsoever. Right? And it doesn't matter. If she says that to somebody, I'm out. That's the end of that. And all she has to do is say it one time, because somebody that says that one time has probably said it 10 times before, and she'll say it 100 times after. Yeah, it's the ties are done. That is over. That relationship is dead. You know, that's a dead relationship. Right there. And you want to know what? Let's say that I got so frustrated I beat a bitch's ass. Or I felt the need to beat a bitch's ass. The second either she's got to go or I do. Hey, what's up, Jenny? I, literally nothing. I would walk out with the shirt off my fucking back and never come back. You know what I mean? I'll never see my ass again. Shit like that before. Believe it or not, I walked out the fucking door with nothing but the shirt on my fucking back. Not giving a fuck. I'd been happier for it. Because it is not worth it to end up in a bad situation over some crazy bitch. And about the situation laughing. I'm just saying people should be more like me, whatever situation. Like if they fucking touch that motherfucker, you need to fight, you know? And that's the thing. Or so much as look like they might hit you. Let's say he hits the fucking wall right above you or something like that. But that's an indication that you should go. And you shouldn't look back. And you shouldn't feel bad about it. And you leave with nothing but the shirt on your fucking back, bro. I mean, and I've had, to walk out with the shirt on my back and my children before. You know what I'm saying? That's a hard gig. That's a hard fucking gig. I don't care who you are. And when somebody puts you in that position or does that to you, you don't forget that situation ever. It goes with you for the rest of your fucking life, No, not me. I ain't found nobody crazy, Jenny. Hey, I got too much experience for that shit now. But all I'm saying is, yeah, that would be it. Yeah, and that is the best policy, Rachel. It is not worth any of that. That is the best fucking policy ever. For both sides. For both sides. I think that that's insane. It is love in a way. I mean, you think about it. Maybe longer. And I mean, be shorter. They may shorten it up. You might be able to get a letting you plead guilty. What is that called? Anyways, you might be able to get one of those. A little agreement thing to where they cut your time down and or only give you probation. Maybe maybe it's you're a first time offender or something like that. Maybe whatever. And I mean, I don't see. I've never met a woman that was worth that. That to get me in that kind of trouble and make my life like that. I've never found a woman that was worth. So I don't know what the situation is. If it's, I can't live without this motherfucker or something. Some people view things the same way as I do. And that's okay. I was born with that. I can't learn to live without. That's what I know. I put up with that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know who did it or whatever. I don't necessarily agree with it. I wouldn't contact her dude. I'm sure I could figure it out, contact him if I really wanted to, and send him whatever the fuck or whatever. What makes you think that she didn't just send him a link and he could listen to what you were saying like right then? That didn't make no sense. I contacted him about shit out in public. Say some more shit out in public. Oh yeah, reached out to Tiff. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how it went down. I guess he reached out to Tiff. That's what I'm told here. I don't know, and it's not really even my concern. I'm just, I guess people are thinking nowadays. Why people behavior at all? That we're grown adults. Ain't nobody needing to put their hands on nobody else. You're a grown person. The fuck. Grown people don't need to hurt other grown people or hands on them, no matter what the fuck's going on. That don't want you no more alive. This idea that we got to put our hands on somebody for any reason is completely unnecessary. Grown people should be able to work some shit out. And say, hey, look, I can't stand your fucking ass. I'm gonna fucking hit the road. I'll see you later. Is it okay if I grab my shit? I'm way out. A few fucking things before I head out. Is that cool? I'll see you later. Bye, bitch. It's so hard to do. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It just, some of these motherfuckers are fucking twisted or something. But anyways, either way, I wish her best. I hope everything works out for her. I just think that entire situation didn't make sense. But think about it. I can elaborate, or if not, well, it's really nobody's business anyway to begin with. I don't know about him to start with. What even started that? I don't think it's necessary. I don't think you should be putting it out there. That's what I got to say. About it. It's I look right now. Opinion on it. And just saying, hey, I hope it works out one way or another. Maybe for being an asshole out and you never do that shit again. He goes get some help for it or something. Or ways. I don't like him. Somebody's going to jail. So if you say, hey, this fucker hit me, or is starting to get violent with me, or has been violent with me, and you say, "Hey, I need him to separate out, or I need to separate out, or something," you know, whatever. I mean, that something's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna go to jail. Somebody's gonna have to leave. Something's gonna happen, and then you know, because you can't. I mean, why would he kill you? I mean, he's gonna go to prison for life. You know, I guess he might. I don't know, but it doesn't seem hardly worth it. You know, I mean, that's saying life. Damn, he could. I mean, I could. I don't know what state she's in even, but fuck, if you're in the right state and they got the death penalty, he's dead. I guess they don't think about it either. Yeah, I don't know, Jenny. I mean, you would think that they would think about that. That I would hope people think about that. They don't just make decisions on the cuff. You know, I don't know. Maybe they do. I guess there are such things as crimes of passion and shit. You know, and I think we can all understand that to a degree. But you know, if you're given enough time to think about it, you know, I mean, you got to make a living. You got to be able. If you're living under that, even a remote fear that that person could call the police on me at any given moment and just tell them I did something, and I could be just you know coming home from work, sleep, chilling, you know, and I got to worry about what this person's going to say in there. You know that's an awful feeling, you know. But anyway, I'm out of here. Well, shit, I thought I was out of here. Hold on, son of a bitch. All right, motherfucker. Well, god damn it, this goddamn thing. Hold on. Shit. Okay, there you go.